Welcome back to the channel, DJ Omega MVP. On today's video, we're gonna go through Trump's speech at Davos, Switzerland, at the World Economic Forum. Okay, don't forget to click the notifications for more videos, leave a comment, leave a like, and share with your friends on Instagram, Facebook, X, or whatever social media platform that you on. Share with your friends. This is my channel, DJ Omega MVP. Let's go to the video. Trump is delivering a low energy speech to a silent room in Davos.
Just over 1 year ago, under the radical left Democrats, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Under Joe Biden, the economy was #1 in the world. The United States was not a dead country. We had the best economy in the world in 2024. 2025 comes around, the economy is in the hole. Because why? Because Donald Trump isn't the president of the United States. The tariffs have ruined the economy of the United States. Those tariffs are taxes on the American people. He doesn't know that tariffs are taxes. But he's saying that tariffs are good because it brings more companies into the country. And that's also false because nobody's coming into this country and building stuff because of the tariffs. That's all in Trump's imagination. It's the total opposite of what he's saying. Right now, the United States is dead. We're not the hottest country in the world. We are an embarrassment to the world. And this guy right here is the face of it. Dude don't want to be there. Put it that way. He had to turn around yesterday because the Air Force One had an electric problem. He made it, yes, he made it for the grace of God. And this dude is like, he's sleepy right now. He's not him. You can see in his face that he's not him. He's struggling. And we're going to see.
Recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. Friends come back from different places. I don't want to insult anybody and say I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way. That's in a very negative way. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good, but it's not heading in the right direction. In certain places in Europe are not even...
Trump hates Europe. I mean, I don't know if he hates Europe, but I know who hates Europe. Vladimir Putin hates Europe. Trump put his bidding in getting out of NATO and trying to attack Greenland. That's Putin's next project for Trump to do. Trump is dying to get out of NATO and let our allies in the past. Because why? Because Putin wants to take over Europe. Like, this dude is not the president of the United States. This dude is just the face of it. He's just a face who speaks and people have to listen. But this dude's brain are mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes. He got nothing. His fastball is long gone. Look, like, even the tan is wrong. Even his tan is freaking wrong.
Is up by 300,000 tons a month, and it's doubling over the next 4 months. It's doubling and tripling, and we have steel plants being built all over the country. Nobody thought they'd see that.
Because there's nothing being built. Steel plants are not being built in the United States. If they were, this administration be putting out videos after videos after videos after videos after videos, and post after post after post. Nothing is being built in the United States under Trump. Nothing. Under Joe Biden, under the President Joe Biden, the Infrastructure Act was helping every single state to build more, to fix bridges, to build hospitals, to build the Infrastructure Act that Joe Biden passed. And then Trump comes into office and cancel all that stuff. And now he's saying that he's building steel plants in the United States. Like I said before, Trump is not building anything. No companies is coming into the United States to create jobs, to build, to create companies. Nobody's coming. The only people believing that are the MAGA morons.
Year ago under fantastically well. We appreciate all of the cooperation we've been giving. We've been giving great cooperation.
I'm telling you, I'm freaking telling you, Trump is not well. That trip from Washington, leaving, then coming back because the Air Force One had an electric problem, so he had to go in another plane. So he went like an hour, came back an hour, got in another plane, flew back to Switzerland, and now look at him. Jet lag, no sleep, lower energy Trump. Oof.
Once the attack ended, and they said, let's make a deal. More people should do that. But Venezuela is going to make more money in the next 6 months than they've made in the last 20 years. Every major oil company is coming in with us. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing to see. The leadership of the country has been very good. They've been very, very smart.
See, he's
Venezuela.
He's buffering. He's buffering. Venezuela is gonna do fantastic. Well, we appreciate all the cooperation we've been given. We've been given great cooperation once the attack ended. So this whole thing that nobody talks about anymore. Nobody talks about Venezuela anymore. Remember? The whole last year, the sinking of the boats, the second strike on the boat, that video never came out. Pete Hegseth never gave out that video. Fine. He kept sinking votes because of what? Because DRUG? Because of drugs? That was the excuse to go in, bomb Venezuela, and take Maduro out. That was the excuse Trump sold to the MAGA morons base. This is the excuse. All the fentanyl is coming from Venezuela. Venezuela doesn't produce fentanyl. He lied to his base, all like he always does. So he killed like 80 fishermen, went into Venezuela, bombed them. He killed more than 100 people just to take Maduro out, and then leave the vice president of Maduro in, and now take the oil. And leave the puppet president in Venezuela while Trump and Rubio and the oil companies take all the resources from Venezuela. Venezuela is not great. The Venezuelan people are the most idiotic people in the United States. That is incredible. That is incredible. So, like, the Venezuelan people are so screwed, man, and they don't even know. They love Trump. They love him. The same way they love Maduro, the savior. Now they don't have nobody.
3 weeks. But most aren't going that. They're going oil and gas. They're even going coal in some cases. Because of my landslide election victory, the United States avoided the catastrophic energy collapse which befell every European nation that pursued the Green New Scam, perhaps the greatest hoax in history.
You are the greatest hoax in history. You are the greatest, stupidest president in history. Europe doesn't take you seriously. Nobody takes you seriously, bro, because your brains are smush and your toughness is nothing. Nothing. Just do whatever you have to do and see what happens, bro. Like, nobody cares about what you have to say. It's just that simple.
Windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place. And they are losers.
Here we go, the windmills.
One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills, and yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at this.
You know why you don't see windmills in China? I bet they are. I bet there are millions of windmills in China. I'm willing to bet that. But you know why you don't see as much windmills, maybe? Because they have electric. They have solar panels. They are the largest solar panel manufacturer in the world. The creation of green energy is in China. And that's what you don't get. They're going green while you going dark. And the windmills, this dude hates windmills so much because in Ireland, I think it is, he has a golf course there. And they have windmills. And he hates it. He hates the look. He hates how it looks in his golf course. And that's why he hates windmills so much. It's not because it kills birds. It's not because it kills whales. It's not because it causes cancer. It's because windmills are ruining his golf course in Ireland. So that's why he has a war on anyone. Any country in the world that has windmills, he hates. Because they are ugly in his eyes.
China's very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them. But they don't use them themselves. They put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin, they don't do anything.
Yo, dude is struggling. Look at how tight it is. He's so tight. Look at those shoulders. He's always like this. Today's like tight. And he doesn't know. Windmill, green energy is the way to go. In the future, windmills, air, sun, windmills, solar panels, that will be the source of energy in this country. And we are behind the ball, like way back behind the ball on that.
Respect for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark. Tremendous respect. But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. We're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago. And
so basically what he's saying is that he has respect for Denmark, Greenland. Denmark is a NATO country, NATO ally. He has respect for them. But at the same time, he said, but every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. So right there, he's saying, dismantle NATO and let each country defend themselves. That's straight propaganda. That's straight Russian propaganda. Straight from Russia. And the fact is no nation or group. So no nation, not single nation or group, NATO, right, is in position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. So he's saying nobody touches Greenland other than me. Russia, China, nobody, just me. Europe, Denmark, get out. Greenland is mine now. That's what he's saying.
Venezuela.
So, and then, like, he's saying, you see what I did in Venezuela? You see how easy that was? So don't make me do it. Don't make me go into Greenland. Because you just saw what I did in Venezuela.
We saw this in World War II when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting and was totally unable to defend either itself or Greenland. So
that's Stephen Miller line. That's a Stephen Miller line. We saw this in World War II. That's a straight Stephen Miller line.
Which we won. We won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps.
I told you. That line right here. We saw this in World War II when Denmark fell to Germany in just 6 hours. That line came from Stephen Miller, a.k.a. the Nazi guy, the racist guy. Straight up from that line. And now here's another line for him. Without us, right now, you'll be able to speak German and a little Japanese, perhaps. That is straight from the mind of Stephen Miller. Incredible.
After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about.
So basically he's saying is, I have the weapons, I have the missiles, I have the bombs, I have everything. So you better give me Greenland back or else.
2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what?
He's saying that he disabled all the electric and GPSs from Venezuela. That's why he was able to go in so quickly and get out. Because he has weapons that can disable like the whole infrastructure, military infrastructure of a country. That's what he's saying. We got everything we need. So if you don't, you're not gonna be able to defend yourself, Greenland or Denmark. So you better watch out.
Happened. Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got him in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened.
I told you. That's what it is. That's what it was.
Over $200 million to strengthen Greenland's defenses. But as you know, they spent less than 1% of that amount. 1%. There's no sign of Denmark there. And I say that with great respect for Denmark, whose people I love, whose leaders are very good. It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice, develop it and improve it and make it so that it's good for Europe and safe for Europe and good for us. And that's the reason I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States, just as we have acquired many other territories throughout our history, as many of the European nations have. They've acquired, there's nothing wrong with it. Many of them, some went in reverse, actually, if you look. Some had great, vast wealth, great, vast lands all over the world. They went in reverse. They're stuck back where they started. That happens too. But some grow. But this would not be a threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance, the NATO alliance, the United.
Now he's selling it. Now he's selling, hey, if I buy Greenland, listen, that will help you, Europe. That will help you, NATO. Let me buy it. And I will promise you that I will defend you. That you will have you will have any issues after that. Listen, if you believe Trump in his words, I have a bridge to sell you. Like I was on TikTok yesterday discussing the same thing. Trump will sell you something. He will tell you something right now. And then in the next minute, he will say the opposite. He will change his mind. So I don't believe that Trump is going to buy Greenland, because who's going to give him that money? Oh, well, our tax money, I guess. And I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is all a distraction. This is still a distraction from the Epstein files. That's all it is. More bullshit. Floating the zone with bullshit to not talk about the Epstein files. And Trump will keep talking about Greenland. And he will probably do something crazy just not to talk about the Epstein files.
The United States is treated very unfairly by NATO. I want to tell you that. And when you think about it, nobody can dispute it. We give so much and we get so little in return. And I've been a critic of NATO for many years. And yet I've done more to help NATO than any other president by far, than any other person. You wouldn't have NATO if I didn't get involved in my first term.
Yeah, we wouldn't have NATO because you lost the election. And now you won the election, and we won't have NATO. You need to read Trump's, you need to, like, every time he speaks, you need to know the history, right? You need to know, go back and then go forward and listen and know what he's talking about. In 2020, if he would have won the election, we probably would have been in the same, not probably, we probably be in the same situation that we are now. Economically, geopolitically, and corruption, like the whole nine. The same thing would have happened. He's saying it. Like in 2020, NATO would have not existed, but now he's doing the same thing. It's all a projection.
The war with Ukraine is an example. We are thousands of miles away, separated by a giant ocean. It's a war that should have never started, and it wouldn't have started if the 2020 U.S. presidential election weren't rigged. It was a rigged.
I told you, like I said, like I freaking said, if he had won, he just called the 2020 election rigged. It wasn't rigged. I don't know why he keeps saying that. If he would have won, we would have been in the same. We probably be in the same. We are in the same situation that we are in right now. Oh yeah.
Election. Everybody now knows that. They found out.
Nobody found out. Who? Where's the proof? Where's the evidence that the 2020 election was rigged? Who are they? Where is the proof? Where's your DOJ saying it? Because you say it, doesn't make it true. You can say you can fly MAGA will believe it, but we have eyes, and you don't fly. They found out people will soon be persecuted for what they did. Dude has been saying that for 5 years. The same line for 5 years. And he hasn't produced any evidence, any proof, no documents, nothing to prove that the 2020 elections were rigged. When people ask him, Joe Rogan asked him, what proof do you have? Oh, I have proof. Don't worry, I have it. And that was in 2023, I think, that interview, 2024. Trump doesn't have evidence. He just have, trust me, bro.
And I've now been working on this war for 1 year, during which time I settled 8 other wars. India, Pakistan. I settled other wars that were Vladimir Putin called me, Armenia, Azerbaijan.
Yo, he buffering, he glitching. Like he didn't settle 8 wars. What wars? The only war he promised to settle was the Ukraine and Russia war. And still a year later, the whole year passed. Not 24 hours. The whole year has passed. And the Ukraine and Russia war is still going. That's the only war he promised the MAGA people he will end. And now he's selling the lie. He's selling this lie to MAGA that he settled 8 wars. But when you ask MAGA or ask him, nobody's going to ask him. But if you ask MAGA, his voters, what 8 wars did Trump settle, they can't tell you. Because either 2 things. They don't know, and Trump is lying, or it's a cult. MAGA is a cult. Because this dude is not right. This dude is cooked. He can even say that. I don't say it because I can't even pronounce it. But he can even say that word. And he's the president.
And we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force.
Yo, like, this is the tactic that he uses. This is the tactic that Trump uses. I probably won't get anything done unless I decide to use excessive strength, force. He's saying it. I will use it. No, he said he won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force. So he's saying if I don't get it, I will be forced to use excessive strength and force to get what I want. You know? And he knows it. Nobody can stop him. We saw what he did to Venezuela. That's what he's saying. No, he knows that what he did in Venezuela, he can do in Greenland easy. With 10 SEALs, he can do it. He doesn't even have to use half of the power he used in Venezuela to grab Greenland. But and he said, we will be frankly unstoppable. He knows it. But here we go. Here's the catch. Here's the catch. But I won't do that, okay? And now MAGA will believe that. MAGA will say, he doesn't want to go there. He said it. He won't do that. He won't go to Greenland. He said it. Our leader said it. But here's the fact. When he does go into Greenland, what are those same people going to say? Congratulations, Trump. We voted for that. And what is that called? A fucking cult. A fucking cult. Because he will say something, like I was early in the video, like he will say something now, like he's saying, I won't attack Greenland. No, 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 no. MAGA base, I won't attack it. And then when he attacks, MAGA is going to be like, oh, yeah, I voted for that. And that's it. MAGA didn't vote to bomb Venezuela. Trump never mentioned Venezuela during his campaign, but now Trump did it, and they're clapping and saying, yeah, Trump, yeah, yeah. Don't forget, follow my account, DJOMEGAMVP. Hit the notifications, click the like, leave a comment, share with your friends. This is insane, man.
Except we pay for NATO. And we paid for many years until I came along. We paid for, in my opinion, 100% of NATO because they weren't paying their bills. And all we're asking for is to get Greenland, including right title and ownership, because you need the ownership to defend it. You can't defend it on a lease. Number one, legally it's not defensible that way, totally. And number two, psychologically, who the hell wants to defend a license agreement or a lease?
Trump is like, yo, hey, yo, this dude is crazy, girl, man. This dude is crazy. So he wants to own Greenland. The only way he will defend, let's say, if Russia or China attacks Greenland, is if he owns it. He wants ownership. He wants the right. He wants the title. So people had to sign a title to him. And he wants ownership of Greenland. Ay, 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 ay. What are we doing? Greenland belongs to Denmark. Denmark is in NATO. That means he strengthened allies while claiming to defend them. And the U.S. has never paid 100% of NATO. Not under Trump, not under anyone, ever. That's true. NATO is a group of European countries, including the United States. Everybody pitched into NATO. Trump sold the lie that NATO wasn't paying enough. So he has to come in and threaten NATO that if you don't pay your bills, I'm going to leave. But that's also a lie. He never left. NATO never paid more. And now he's saying, the United States pays 100% of NATO. Like he paid for the whole bill. Like the United States paid for the whole bill. NATO didn't pay 1 cent. That's bullshit. Bullshit. You can Google it if you want, but that's bullshit.
National and international security, and to keep our very energetic and dangerous potential enemies at bay, is this land on which we're going to build the greatest golden dome ever built. We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your Prime Minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
Diablo. Damn, bro. Trump is just moving like a mob boss. Yo, he's definitely say, hey, Prime Minister Mark, you better say thank you. You better say thank you to me, or your country is not gonna last. And he said it with that face. He said it out of his mind. That's a threat. That's a direct threat. Be grateful, Canada, that I'm saving your ass. Oof. That's a threat. That's a direct threat. He is mocking the prime minister. He threatened Canada, another NATO ally. Canada doesn't want to do business with America. And this dude is still acting like a little child.
Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time.
Oh my God. So now this dude is confused Greenland because he's ice to Iceland. That's where his brain is at right now. His dementia. That's where he's at right now. That's our president. That's the president of the United States. A demented, senile man that is confusing Iceland with Greenland in the same speech. And now the daddy thing, that was some European guy from NATO. Call him daddy. Ew. Like, bro, why another old man calling a senile 80-year-old man daddy? That's disgusting, bro. And now he's saying, like, they call me daddy. Like, that's like a badge of honor for him. And this embarrassment man calling Trump daddy. It's like, come on, grow up. Because they act like they are like the alpha in the room. Ooh, 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 ooh. But then call Trump daddy. I don't know. That doesn't sound good to me.
I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money. But that...
Iceland doesn't have to do nothing. Iceland is out of this equation. But his mind is so messed up that he's confusing Iceland with Greenland. Holy moly. What are we doing? Greenland. Let's put this. Greenland. Iceland. Yo, Trump is insane. Yo, look at this. The world still wonders to itself how we could elect such a stupid and evil man to be the U.S. President of the United States. Sadly, we may never know. There's no reason to think he will go for Iceland or after Greenland. Yo, Trump, he doesn't know what he's doing. He stressed the fuck out, man.
For world protection, and they won't give it. We've never asked for anything else, and we could have kept that piece of land, and we didn't. So they have a choice. You can say yes, and we will be very appreciative, or you can say no, and we will remember.
That's threatening Greenland. That's a threat to Greenland. If you don't give us what we want, we will remember. And you will remember us. But if you decide to say yes to us and give us what we want, we appreciate that. And we will let you live. I don't know about you, but that sounds rapey to me. That sounds like an abuser will say to their victims. Either you lay down and be grateful that I'm doing this to you, or I will still do it, and you're going to remember me for doing it to you. And then you're going to have PTSD for the rest of your life. That's your choices. Don't forget, hit the notifications, follow my account, DJOMEGAMVP, for more videos.
Emmanuel Macron, I watched him yesterday with those beautiful sunglasses. What the hell happened?
Comedy Hour at Davos with Donald Trump.
But I watched him sort of be tough. But he was at $10 for a pill. And I said, Emmanuel, and I have all the big pharmaceutical companies are in total agreement. It wasn't easy, by the way. They're tough, smart. They've been getting away with this scam for a long time.
He's so jealous of Macron. Because Macron is cool, younger, alive, with energy. And then we have Trump. Old man, no energy. Just a corpse alive. Just another body alive. The choice is impeachment and removal or calamity for the United States. I don't see how anybody watching Trump's speech in Davos can draw any other conclusion. He's a senile madman. Listen, three things can happen. Well, only one thing can happen, but I'm going to give you three choices. Trump, the cabinet will impose the 25th Amendment. That won't happen. The cabinet is not going to bring the 25th Amendment. Jesus can take the wheel on this one, but I don't think that will happen. So the only thing that can happen is in 2026, November 18th, the elections, Democrats will win the House and probably do some damage in the Senate. And when Democrats take the House in 2027, the first thing they're going to do is impeach Trump because he needs to be impeached. He committed so many crimes, bribery, and misdemeanors. He have the whole book, and everything is on record, camera. He said it, writing, emails, everything is there. All the crimes Trump commits is on the record. So MAGA have another thing coming if they think Trump will be okay. He will be impeached. J.D. Vance will be impeached. Kristi Noem will be impeached. Kristi Noem is already under impeachment investigation on the House, Congress. So it's gonna happen. Impeachment will happen. He's already scared of that. He been saying it. If Democrats win, I will get impeached if I make it that far. So that's why he's trying to rig the elections. And maybe we won't have elections because of that same thought.
Horrible president, just horrible president. I'm asking Congress to cap credit card interest rates at 10% for 1 year.
Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that credit card 10% bullshit. That's not gonna happen. Because nobody likes it. It's unpopular. Trump is experiencing an electric problem. Turn the plane around. Oof. Newsom. Oof. Duro.
Thing works in tandem with the other. And I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt the value of people that own a house who for the first time in their lives are walking around the streets of whatever city they're in very proud that their house is worth $500,000, $600,000, $700,000.
Yeah, but they can't sell it. It's high. That's why the house market is atrocious. Is bad because all the houses are like $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $1 million. So nobody's buying houses. They can have a value of that, but who's buying it? Idiot.
Now, if I want to really crush the housing market, I could do that so fast and people could buy houses, but you would destroy a lot of people that already.
So what he's saying is, I can make it better. I can propose laws to make housing better. I can make laws to people can have affordable rent. I can do it, but I don't want to help the American people. I want to help the real estate people. Trump is a real estate guy, so he will help the real estate people, his billionaire friends, with taxes and all this bullshit that they want, you know. So he doesn't care about the American people. He will want to help, but he doesn't want to help.
Have houses. In some cases, they've mortgaged their house, and the mortgage would be very low. And all of a sudden, the mortgage without any changes becomes very high, and they end up losing the house. I'm not going to hurt, and I speak with Scott, who's doing a fantastic job, and Howard, who's doing a fantastic job, and all of my people. And I always say, look, you know, I can crush the hell out of the market. We can drop interest rates to a level, and that's one thing we do want to do. That's natural. That's good for everybody. You know, the dropping of the interest rates, we should be paying a much lower interest rate than we are. We should be paying the lowest interest rate of any country in the world, because without the United States, you don't have a country.
But he's saying that in the United States, bro. You're saying that in Europe. Europe can't do nothing about it. You can do something about it in the United States, but you won't do it because you want to help your billionaires real estate friends.
Level, and that's one thing we do want to do. That's natural. That's good for everybody. You know, the dropping of the interest rates, we should be paying a much lower interest rate than we are. We should be paying the lowest interest rate of any country in the world, because without the United States, you don't have a country. I mean, I had a case with Switzerland. We happened to be in Switzerland. Maybe I'll give you a quick story.
Nope. No. We don't have time for your stories, bro. You can keep that one. And so there won't be any country without the United States. Okay, Trump. Whatever you say, dude. Whatever you say, dude.
I guess Prime Minister, I don't think President, I think Prime Minister called a woman, and she was very repetitive. She said, no, you cannot do that, 30%. You cannot do that. We are a small country. I said, yeah, but you have a big deficit. You may be small, but you have a bigger deficit than big countries. He said, no, please, you cannot do it. Kept saying the same thing over and over. We are a small country. I said, but you're a big country in terms of, and she just rubbed me the wrong way, I'll be honest with you. And I said, all right, thank you, ma'am, appreciate it. Do not do this. Thank you very much, ma'am. And I made it 39%. And then all hell really broke out.
Yo. Yo, Trump is a fucking idiot, man. He's a really comedian. He's a comedian, man. Yo, this is... Yo, this story doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, so the lady rubbed him the wrong way. Now he's rambling.
And I was paid visits by everybody. Rolex came to see me. They all came to see me. But I realized, and I reduced it, because I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to hurt them. And we brought it down to a, lower level. Doesn't mean it's not going up. But we brought it down to a lower level.
Taco Trump.
But they pay now, tariff. But I realized that we have many places like that where they're making a fortune because of the United States. Without the United States, they wouldn't be making anything.
No. You know why they are making so much money? You know why? Because the United States is a consumer. In the United States, we don't make stuff. We consume stuff. So other countries will import things into the United States And we, the American citizens, will buy them in bunch because we are consumers. We are addicting to buying. We are the biggest economy, the biggest country in the world because of that, because we have buying power. So if the other countries is making a tire and that tire is really good, we're going to buy it and they're going to make a lot of money. But now your train of thought is, if we impose tariffs to those companies, they probably come to the United States and build those same companies, create jobs, and sell to the American people. But that's not happening. Those companies rather pay the tariffs to import things and then pass it to the consumer, us, the American citizen. So it is what it is, bro. Tariffs are wrong, and other countries have a right to make their money.
Think of it. Switzerland made $41 billion on us. And as she said, it's a small place. And I realized with that, I don't know, it was so, because she was so aggressive. And
Trump hates strong women. Trump hates a stand-up woman. He hates those. You know why?
I realized in that conversation that the United States is keeping the whole world afloat.
Nope. That's not true. Well, it is true that the United States is holding other countries afloat because we are the consumers. We buy things. So we are holding their economy afloat. It's true. Yeah, that's true. But he doesn't like that. He doesn't like the other countries are taking advantage of that.
Places I could give you 6, 7 places just in the people in this little area. I know every one of them. They're looking down. They don't want to see me. They don't want to stare me in the eyes.
I bet every single person is like, sheesh. And he's looking at that. And I bet he's like, oh, that little group right there, they know me, but they're like, oh my God, with their head down, they can fathom me talking and lying and going in a timely rambling speech.
But they're taking advantage of, everybody took advantage of the United States. But I've been very fair, and I gave them a tariff, and it was fine. But I realized that without us, it's not Switzerland anymore. Without us, it's not any of the countries that are represented here. And we want to work with the countries. We want to work with them. We're not looking to destroy them. I could have said 39.
Trump is willing to destroy every single country if they don't do his bidding.
Was stolen by Somalian bandits. Can you believe that Somalian? They turned out to be high.
Wow, that's the new talking point. That's the new nickname. The Somalian bandits. Wow, isn't that racist? But they are going with that. The Somalian bandits.
IQ than we thought. I always say these are low IQ people. How did they go into Minnesota and steal all that money? And we have, they're pirates. They're good pirates, right? But we shoot them out of the water just like we shoot the drug boats out. They're not pirating too many boats lately. Do you notice?
That is racist. That is so racist because he's just saying that Somalians are pirates because he saw that in a movie. The Tom Hanks movie. He's saying that because he saw it in a movie. And that's the whole talking point. Like the Nick Shirleys of the world, that's what they believe. The Somalians are pirates because they made a movie about Somalians being pirates. And Trump calling every black person low IQ is also a racist comment. Trump is a racist in and out. But people think it's all fun and games when he says it. Oh, he's just playing around. No. Trump is a racist. And if you like that, because whatever, his policies and whatever, you also a racist piece of shit. Because no policy, no freaking policy will make me vote for a racist motherfucker. Never. Oh, but Joe Biden, Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not a racist. No, but the KKK was a Democrat. That doesn't matter right now in 2025. Who owns the KKK? MAGA. So you took over. Don't give me that. So in the fraud in Minnesota, the whole thing was a white woman. The ringleader of all these frauds is a white woman from Minnesota, but they don't show that. They just know that Somalians are the ones, the Somalian bandits. Yikes. So let's do a refresh here. DJ Omega MVP. Follow my account, hit the notifications, and leave a comment. Come on. This is my new page, DJ Omega MVP. I'm not talking with this dude. Let's go back, see if he's done with the conversation with the discurso. Let's see what he has more. Wow, he's just taking questions now. Where are my markets? We did this one. Where we at? This one. Oh no, we did. She did the rubbing the wrong way. We did that one. We just did the Somalians. Let's do this one. This is the one we at.
Minnesota reminds us that the West cannot mass import foreign cultures which have failed to ever build a successful society of their own. I mean, we're taking people from Somalia, and Somalia is a failed, it's not a nation. Got no government, got no police, got no military, got no nothing. And then we have this fake congressperson who they just reported as work.
Well, what? Bro, you are in Switzerland, Davos, talking with the World Economic Forum, and here you are being a racist piece of shit, talking about Somalians in the Somalia country not being a country, calling Somalia a failed country, a failed nation with no government, nothing. Bro, why are you so racist in Europe? Well, racist travels with him. That's just a fact. But come on. You are here talking about the economic things in the United States, not about Somalian. You racist piece of crap. Like, how the people can see this and say, yeah, that's the president that I want. That's the president that I voted for. I will never, for policies, nothing. I will never vote for a racist candidate. Never. And this is racist. Trump is a racist.
This fake congressperson who they just reported is worth $30 million. You believe this? Ilhan Omar, talking about the Constitution provides me. She comes from a country that's not a country, and she's telling us how to run America. Not going to get away with it much longer, let me tell you. The explosion of...
Wow. So now so now Trump is gonna make the DOJ and Pam Bondi to investigate Ilhan Omar because she's worth $30 million. That's where they at. That's where the country, and that's what Trump is. That's why Trump is using the DOJ as his personal weaponization of government. That's another threat. And again, he has no proof, evidence of Ilhan Omar committed fraud. But he's a racist. So what do racists say? She's from Somalia. She comes from a country, from a shithole country. And she's telling us how to run America. Not gonna get away much longer. Pam Bondi's on the job. They're not gonna put any Democrat in jail. This DOJ is inept to prosecute and convict anybody. 2025, Comey and Letitia James are home. In like 4 days, that case was over. In 4 days.
To that, and I was with the two best pollsters, McLaughlin and Fabrizio, and they said, sir, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, if they came back and ran as president and vice president, they couldn't beat you. And then what happened is the following day, I was told to stay tuned because there's something really bad happening in China. There are bodies laying all over Wuhan, right around that certain building that we talk about. I always said it came from Wuhan. It did come from Wuhan.
Oh my God. So he's talking about 2020 again. He's talking about the election. Somebody came to him and said that if Washington and Lincoln came, you would have won. That's how bad 2020 was. Like the cult, the MAGA cult was coming into MAGA. Like he was getting prepared to do what he's doing now. He was prepared to do in 2020. But the China virus came, and he lost the election. And he lost the election because of the China virus.
We were going to hit by a pandemic. You know, when I heard the word pandemic, I said, oh, that's an ancient problem. World War I, they lost 100 million people. It actually ended World War I. A lot of people don't know. The Spanish flu in World War I ended the war because all the soldiers were sick. The soldiers were so sick on both sides, and that war was raging, and they were all dying from the Spanish flu. They were sick as dogs. They couldn't fight.
Okay, let's check that. The World War I ended because of the Spanish flu. Nope. The Spanish flu did not officially end World War One. Yo, Trump is a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. He is lying. You know who thought it? Obama administration, when they established the Pandemic Preparedness Office to deal with one before this, drug-addled, insane idiot came and dismantled it. That's true. Obama made a office to control pandemics in, let's say, 2018, 2017. No, not 2017. 16, 15, 13, 12, 2012, 2011, near those years. Trump came in 2016 and dismantled the whole office. And what happened? COVID happened. Thank you very much. We have that situation because of this asshole. Wow. Don't forget, follow my video. Click the like. We're almost done with the video. Let's see if we have one more. What is this? Is it bizarre to see both CNN and CNBC run cronies reporting that Trump said he won't use force to take Greenland when the comment in question were clearly a threat to take Greenland by force? How naive are we at this point? Let's see. I won't use force. I won't use force. When they are hearing the same thing that we are hearing. You see what I'm saying? That this media is taking Trump's word as legit. They are going with the flow. They got nothing to lose at this point. They are going with the flow. If Trump says, I'm not going to, they're going to say, Trump is not going to. But when he does go to, oh, Trump went into Greenland. Breaking news. We didn't know. No, bitch. He told you he was going to. But was you who said he wasn't going to. The media is in conjecture is liable for this madness because they are allowing Trump to lie and to do whatever he wants with no accountability, no responsibility, and nothing. Just let it be. And when shit happens, everybody is running around talking shit. But they have the choice to say something before shit happens. Jesus Christ.
Hamas, and Hamas has agreed to give up their weapons. Now, you know, they were born with a weapon in their hand, so it's not easy to do. When they were born with a rifle in their hand. It's not.
Another racist comment. Trump cannot be normal without saying racist stuff.
An easy thing for them, but that's what they agreed to. They've got to do it. And we're going to know, Jared, over the next 2 or 3, certainly over the next 3 weeks, whether or not they're going to do it. If they don't do it, they'll be blown away very quickly.
That's another threat. Another threat that it won't happen. The whole 2025, if we say Hamas this, Hamas have to give up their weapon, Hamas have to give up the hostages, Hamas better get out or they're going to be blown out. Nothing happened. This is another empty threat from Trump.
Be blown away. You know, we have 59 countries that are part of that whole peace deal. And some of those countries aren't even they're near the Middle East, but they're not in the Middle East traditionally. And they want to come in and take out Hamas. They want to come in. They want to do whatever they can. There's a problem with Hezbollah in Lebanon.
So 59 other countries want to come help you or Israel to take Hamas, but NATO can't come and help Greenland because they will listen to me. I will bomb them if they help Greenland. But I got another 59 countries trying to go into Gaza and get rid of Hamas. Incredible. Okay, I think this will be the last video of this video. Let's see.
Makes no sense. Between immigration and energy, if they don't change, bad things will happen to them.
Another threat. More threats. More threats for Europe and NATO.
What would it make you believe that there is no white genocide, Mr. President, in South Africa?
Well, we have seen the numbers, we've seen the records, and it is taking place. Mr. President, happened today.
What would it make
That's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. Well, with that said, this is the end of the video. Don't forget, hit the notifications for my next videos. Leave a comment, hit the like, share with your friends, man. Help me crew up this channel. Share with your friends. And Facebook, Instagram, X, all the social media platforms. DJ Omega MVP. See you in the next video. Peace.